I want to give you guys a little background on Kinetix, us, the organization. That being said, we are headquartered out of Amsterdam in the Netherlands. We have offices in Paris, London, Munich, and our US operations headquarters or sales headquarters, whatever you want to call them, is just outside Boston, where I'm sitting, and a development team in St. Paul, Minnesota. We also have a team in Vietnam and a sales and marketing office in Australia. So global organization. We've been around for 33 years. We started doing document exchange. EDI is our bread and butter. We've focused on doing that for quite a long time. Obviously, Syspro is an exciting partner to work with. So that's kind of the background on who we are. Publicly traded on the Euronext as well, and all that good stuff. Just some of our customers that use us globally. Some of the logos you'll recognize, some you may not, but certainly some interesting stories to tell about these guys. But what I want to focus on with you guys is, it's the Samsungs, the Revlons, HDAs. They're huge organizations, hundreds of trading partners that they do EDI with, but the platform is designed to help those guys, but even more so help people that have to do EDI that's mandated by Walmart, and that might be the only trading partner that you do EDI with. When we walk through it later, you'll kind of see how the scalability of the platform is, kind of seeing how one trading partner can benefit, or how hundreds or tens, whatever it may be. But just some logos to kind of read about, and we have success stories if you're interested after, and kind of talk about each instance and take it from there. So the B2B document landscape. Forrester reports, I'm sure some of you are familiar, one of the B2B tech consultancy firms that have ran a report over the years. And one of the interesting aspects of it is that there's been an increase of 20 to 50% each year to see that document automation, making sure to integrate everything, and EDI being a big aspect of that. Whether that's traditional EDI, whether it's API integration, all that kind of stuff. But to kind of think about how big EDI has grown, it's kind of a good quote in the increase over 20 to 50% to look at. So what makes EDI difficult? To us, what we see is the direct integration into ERP applications. In your case, Syspro, maintaining integrations with staff, with consultancy companies. At times, there's the delay to get things done. Maintaining a server on site, hiring the technical staff, making sure that the mappings are done, all that kind of stuff. Those are kind of the few things that we hear from current customers, that the feedback is to move to a EDI managed services solution and kind of offload the EDI load, making sure to focus on projects inside of the organization. And then on to the next slide. Challenges with more manual order entry. So traditionally in the past, orders come in via email, or hand key them in. At times, the world is turning where everything has to go quicker and move along. And with the internet, things have gotten a lot smaller. So the extended wait times to get orders shipped out of the door, is a big factor to kind of maximize your return. I think one of the cool stories is one of the customers on the pages earlier. They have a partner who sends them 3,000 line items on an order once a week. It used to take the team up to 3 days to enter that order. With Flow, they've managed to cut that time down to 3 minutes. I mean, we're literally saving 72 hours of time with the implementation or the sending out the order. That also being said, human interaction. Oftentimes, people don't mean to. There's an error. You can misspell a number on a sales order or anything like that. With Flow, we will run a validation through it and make sure that everything's accurate and make sure that everything's in the ERP correctly. Resources needed again, talking about the EDI staffing side of things, making sure that mappings and partner setups are correct and working accurately, and then processing costs, trying to get things out of the door, maximizing customer support, sales, to kind of alleviate them from putting in sales orders and all that stuff. All right, what makes a supply chain expensive? Changes in demand pattern. I kind of touched on that a little bit earlier, talking about how the world's getting smaller. There's more demand, faster delivery times, whether it's, things like Amazon Prime, 2-day shipping, you miss a shipping cutoff, that can have implications, and that can be costly at times. Globalization, new supply resources, and making sure that you're within compliance of the trading partner's requirements, making sure that all the needed information is on the documents that are exchanged. So to us, that's kind of a benefit to looking at flow. I think this is going to be a really good slide for everyone to look at. A lot of people struggle to see, is EDI a IT thing? Is it finance, sales, operations? The way we look at it, it's everyone. It's going to involve people in IT. It's going to involve people in finance. It's going to involve people in sales operations, whether it's, as you can see, invoices, payments for finance, ordering, shipping, sales, logistics. It kind of touches everyone. It involves everyone. But once it's set up correctly and it's running like a well-oiled machine, it's a set it and forget it kind of thing. Things will come in, things will go out, and it's convenient once it's up and running. And you can use it internally. You can use it for internal document flow. You can email attachments and all that kind of stuff. So it really touches everyone within an organization. That being said, moving on to the Syspro and TIE relationship, this is kind of where flow will fall between Syspro, your trading partners. Obviously, on the right, you, the customers, Syspro users, will sit in the middle in between your partners, whether large, medium, or small. And in the middle is where the EDI managed services sits. So we have a pre-built connector with Syspro that's been developed with Syspro together with our consultants and team. And every partner that will do EDI or XML, whatever kind of documents you receive, the PDF, or for your small partners that need to access information in a portal to enter data there, we can set that all up. We'll run it through the flow engine, the platform. We'll do the data mapping, validation, conversion. We'll monitor everything. We'll give you reporting, error handling, all that kind of stuff that really allows you to be successful. But it will start with the documents on the left, go through the platform, make sure that everything's accurate. We'll connect it and send it right into Syspro, and you'll see it on your end coming through. This is more of a little bit of a technical piece. It's a pre-configured integration, inbound, outbound, for documents utilizing eNet objects. We utilize web services so that we do not have to modify code. You are not version locked. We will not touch the ERP side of things. We're able to support any-to-any translation. So if there's any upgrades, we are all set. We can make those adjustments very quickly and move on with your upgrade with Syspro and kind of take it from there. Kind of what we touched on earlier with the supporting all document formats. To us, EDI has evolved so much. We're supporting EDI, XML, JSON, PDF, fax. We'll do all your. We will be a single point of communication. Customers, logistics, financial institutions, suppliers too, all that stuff. We'll handle the communication. We also support any communication, how you communicate with your partners, whether it's a direct connection, AS2, SFTP, whatever it may be, a VAN, value-added network. That's kind of like the the Internet Post Office for EDI, which brings in the orders one way or another. And then procurement portals like Ariba, Tungsten, etc. And then obviously I think a big factor is also a one-call support for all solution elements. Since we will handle communications, we'll do the translations and all that stuff. You can reach our support team with any of those questions rather than reaching out to 2-3 different suppliers or providers and get an answer from them. So some of the flow highlights, pre-configured certified connector with Syspro. We've worked together with Syspro to develop this, make sure it works. Via that connector, you'll plug into our network of over 1,250 partners that are set up, exchanging all your business documents. 2 levels of validation on the ERP side, communication side, whether it's trading partner specific data fields that have to be included. We'll let you know if there's missing or inaccurate data. And then there's notifications that will be set up to you or whoever you want it to be to make sure that errors are handled correctly. There is a web interface available to your customers and their partners to revalidate everything. They'll get notified as well and make sure everything works. So what is Flow Document Manager? This is where the information on orders, documents, invoices, whatever it may be, gets validated and made sure that everything's correct. As you can see, the bill to address might be wrong. We won't allow it through a system. We'll make sure that that your information is accurate and needed and plugged in. But I'll kind of let you take a look at this format real quick. I'll talk you through it, and but I'll give you a quick second here. And again, as you can see, the amount 5,000 should be the total, but whatever error might have happened, 3,000, we won't allow it through the system. And any kind of transaction type, any data type from any partner, whether it's a customer, supplier, etc., will run all those documents through a system to some business rules that we'll set up. And the value of Flow Document Manager, 100% accuracy. A lot of customers sometimes struggle with chargebacks. They get, get a fine from trading partner, Home Depot, whoever it may be, that an inaccurate invoice has been sent. We'll make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. It reduces time and money to manually correct errors. Process consistency and reliability, which goes back to the 100% accuracy. Happier trading partners, which I think everyone wants, and having a smooth transition in the EDI flow. One of the really neat features of Flow is access to Google dashboard reporting. And here you can see your, you can set it up whichever way you want, top 5 documents sent, top 5 receivers. You can kind of see who your customers are. But you can also set up to see who are the partners that send the most errors, most faulty documents. And then you can have, customer service, sales, whoever it may be, reach out to your partners and be like, hey, we've noticed that you're in the top percentile of, faulty data, and work with them together to kind of improve upon that. But that's kind of proactive stuff that certainly will make a relationship go deeper. But I know Guy will touch on this maybe a little bit in the demo platform. Again, kind of going over the industry-leading reporting, transactions, exceptions, functional acknowledgement reporting. Pretty cool stuff, straightforward reporting that will go a long ways that you can bring to upper management and kind of show value of trading partners, internal documents, all that kind of stuff. You can dive really deep into your partner network. That being said, I'll hand it over to Guy. We have a few more slides after this. but I will stop sharing my screen and make sure a guy's ready to go.
All right, Josh, let me share here and we will jump to our demo. All right, so what we're going to take a look at here is basically the web interface for the Flow platform. So what you'll be able to do is with your login here, you'll have access to view your information documents that have been processed. Josh mentioned a little bit the reports and visibility into information about the data that we're processing. We're also going to push some information out to you. So first, if we just come in here and log in, we're going to get into our main landing page. We can have multiple logins for your organization here. So if you wanted to give access to different people internally, if you wanted to do give access to accounting, customer service, sales, anybody like that, we can give access to multiple people to get a login here. There's a default dashboard. This is obviously a demo system, so it's pretty generic. We've got a generic video here. We can push out news and things like that. So we'll send notifications if there's updates or things coming out that we want everybody to be aware of. But really, for most customers, the biggest thing that we're taking a look at here is our document tracking. What this is going to give for all those messages that are flowing back and forth between your Syspro system internally and then your external trading partners, whatever formats those are. So we talk about EDI, that's obviously the biggest one that we see most commonly there. So, getting in inbound orders, sending out invoices, maybe ship notices, the most common ones, but that could also be integration with different warehouses you have for logistics type messages. It could be banking messages, could be different things, but it doesn't have to be just EDI. So it also could be XML messages people want you to transact, or just, formatted flat files, things like that. So this is going to give you a dashboard to see some basic default filters here. So we could see, a summary of all documents here, broken out by just received, just sent, just an error, etc. Or we can just come in and say, okay, just show me for today, show me all my documents, and it's going to show the list top to bottom. So this is a real-time look at the system. So there's no sort of update, or you don't need to do anything. This just shows actively what's current there. So from here, we can come in and drill down and just look at the different messages. We can also filter, and based on the different parameters here, and there's quite a few we can put in, we could do, based on a particular partner being the sender or sending it out to a particular partner, we could do certain time ranges. We could do document level data. So if we wanted to search on something like a PO number or an invoice number or something like that, we have the ability to this list to whatever it is you're looking. So in this case, again, just kind of a generic view of things today, I can come in here and right click any of these, view my content, view my actual process information. So that'll pop open a new window. And in this case, we can see our raw EDI. So we could see that. We could all see post maps. We could also see the XML information that would be transformed into to send Syspro, in this case for an inbound, or if it's bound to see the invoice and then converting to EDI on the output side. So we can see all of the raw data formats here, but I can also come in and view the processing. So there's quite a few different things that go on during the processing on our side. Most of the times you don't really need to worry about that, but if you wanted to see documents that are related, so if you have a group of documents, a file with 5 orders in it, for example, you can break that down. So you can see quite a bit of information here if you drill in, but you can also just use it to view raw data or just see what's come in today. Show me things that are common documents. I can also control my visibility here to see what I actually want to view in my columns. So if I wanted to search for something like the document number, I could have that appear here. So that will show then my meaningful, whether it's order number, invoice number, etc. So we can get some customization. Any of these views here of my data, I can also export. So we can export it to Excel or just to a CSV, and then you can import that into Excel and do whatever you want to there to kind of look at your data, create reports on your own or things like that. But we've also got built in here analytics that we're going to give you some reporting based on sort of the analytic processes that we have set up to look at the data by default. So if we want to come in and look what's going on in August, date. So it'll show for this demo example, it'll show how many partners that we've exchanged data or how many partners are set up in the system in the last 30 days have gone up or down, number of documents, the size, sent and received. It'll give you, charts and graphs of, the different breakdowns of per partner and document type and some visibility of history, things like that. There's some other sort of reports we can get in there. So we can also get into information about per partner. So we can see a list of partners. So here's the documents in the last week. We have had 17 errors. I could also break it down and say, show me for a particular trading partner in the last week. Show me the documents broken out with things like the type, the document number, etc. And we also have a report on acknowledgement status. So in the world of EDI, if we're doing that, that gives us an important way to track if you send out a message that the partner acknowledges they've gotten it. So we've got visibility for that, which we can also set up different filters for those reports. So quite a bit of analytics and reports in here as well, in addition to just, the raw document tracking and any sort of filtering that you do on your own of that. So there's a lot of information here that's available to you and accessible, and you're going to have visibility here to see the messages that are flowing in and out. We're not looking to replace Syspro. That's your statement of record. That's your ERP. That's where all your important information is. But this is going to show you how that flow of information is going in and out of Syspro to your partners. So that is our demo. We can certainly set up a further in-depth one if you want to after this, but I'll pass it back to Josh.
Awesome. Thank you, Guy. I will go back to sharing my screen. All right. Awesome. I hope you can hear me well. Yep. Benefits of integrating with Kinetix network. Derek, do you want to take the slide, or I can take it?
Yeah, definitely. And that following up on Guy, we could definitely set up some further time to dive into specifics or get into deeper presentations. But I mean, just focusing on the last 2 points here, I think is big for me. The automatic implementation of updates and adding trading partners and documents. So, when someone calls up and you need to add a partner, you need to add a document, you need to change a document, that's all part of the managed service. And you couple that with the Flow document manager ensuring 100% accuracy. I think that's where those bullet points and the efficiencies and the percentages really come into play. Taking the human element out of the way and taking the minute mundane processes out of the brain's hand and having them focus on real business needs and wants. So a true managed service that's going to automate the full process is where you're getting the big benefits.
Awesome. Here's some total cost of ownership comparison. Back when we kind of started the whole EDI world 30 years ago or so, and with some of the documentation from the Forrester reports, Gartner reports, etc., we've seen that in the past, a receiving custom document used to cost up to $35 per document. Obviously, 25, 30 years later, things have changed. 75 cents per document. It's a cost saver, and it's an error saver. I think we kind of drilled the error part side of EDI quite a bit, but to us, it's a really important aspect. And then obviously trading partner compliance and the Syspro integration to make sure everything runs smooth. So if there's any questions on ROI, yeah, there is quite some money to be saved with doing EDI. That being said, next steps, we kind of touched on it. If you guys want to talk more technical with Guy and myself and Derek, or if you guys just want to talk about EDI in general, if you are exploring onboarding trading partners, we're always available to jump on a call, kind of talk about how we interpret EDI even more. As you can tell, it's not just EDI translation. There's a lot more to it. My contact info is right here. Derek's contact info, which you probably have anyways. There's things on our website, our free infographic, and then hopefully we can start implementing some of your trading partners in the near future.
Yeah, and to piggyback on that, Josh, this session was recorded, so it'll be sent out to everyone on the call. I'll also include that infographic you see there in that email as well. But as Josh said, reach out to Josh, myself, whoever, and if it's just a simple conversation around EDI, how can you help me? We're happy to do so and happy to talk about the benefits of bringing in TIE and integrating it with your Syspro solution. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Guy.
Thank you for setting this up.
See
Appreciate
again,
it, Derek.
checking the chat. I think we're okay there. So yeah, if you guys have any other questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. And we'd love to move forward with demos, talking to your customers, whatever makes the most sense.
Thank you to everyone. Thanks for joining. Thank you, Derek.
Yep. Thank you very much. Everybody have a great day.
All right, thanks everybody. Thanks, Guy. Thanks, TIE team.